Hey, what's up, my friend? So, this is Rainer here, duh. And yeah, I just want to give you an update to what's going on my YouTube channel, right? Because I've received a few comments, people asking, hey, Rainer, why isn't there any more trading videos? Or, hey, Rainer, I noticed there's a trading podcast recently, what's going on, man? Or, hey, Rainer, will you still be, producing trading videos in future? Yeah, and stuff like that. So, let me just give you an explanation and tackle these questions one by one. But first, some context. I've been on YouTube, I would say, since 2013, based on the date, right, that my channel is created, and to date, I've created more than 700 plus videos, right, maybe close to 800. And I would be lying, right, if I were to say that my passion for the channel, right, is the same since day one, right? Clearly things have changed along the years, and to be honest, I did feel tired, a bit burnout, right, from doing what I do, because after all, I've been just doing pretty much the same thing over and over again for like more than a decade. And it came to a point where I actually did dread creating videos. Yeah, it came to that point, and I started asking myself, why am I still doing this, right? For more views, more subscribers, for more money, to prove something. And thinking back after much reflection, I don't have anything to prove, right? I don't need any more views, more subscribers, and whatsoever. Then I kind of like ask myself, why am I still doing it, right? What's the end in mind? What's the end goal? So for a long while, I was actually digging for answers, kind of like wondering, why am I doing what I'm doing if it isn't that fulfilling to me? So I kind of got my answer from a book, I think it's from Stephen Covey, called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And one of the chapter, it talks about begin with the end in mind. What is the end in mind for me? And I know the end in mind for me is not to be known as someone who's a YouTuber, right? On my grave, or Rainer is a YouTuber from 2013 to 2100, blah, blah, blah. It's actually to be known as someone who's a good friend, a great father, someone who brings joy to others. And yeah, that's what I want to be remembered for, not some YouTuber on the internet. Yeah, so when I realized that, I'm like, so whatever I'm doing clearly, isn't helping me reach my end goal. So some things have to stop, right? So this is where, I told myself, creating videos is no longer a priority. And I have to admit, I'm in a privileged position to not do videos anymore, right? To not chase the views, chase the money, to get manipulated by the algorithm. I can just step away from it, right? And my life, nothing much will really change. Yeah. So I told myself, right, back in now it's kind of like April when I'm shooting this video, back in December, that I wanted to give myself a 6 months break, right, to not create any YouTube video and see how I feel. And the truth is, I feel good. I feel that there's a lot of mental clarity, a lot of mental bandwidth that I can go out there and explore opportunities that I have all along wanted to do, but because I had to create videos, I just didn't have the time and energy for it. And now that for the last few months, I've not created any video. Let's not talk about the podcast, because I'm not the one creating the content. It's kind of like me interviewing other people, so that's not counted, yeah? So that gave me a lot of a mental energy bandwidth to do other things, so that's where I explored podcast. I started 2 podcasts. One is the trading podcast, and one is a podcast where I interview entrepreneurs, mavericks, who kind of like get shit done, right? That's kind of like the title of the show, yeah? So that gave me energy, right, to pursue other things that I want to do, right, besides creating more trading videos and content, yeah? So that kind of like explains why, for the last few months, you haven't seen me producing any videos, on my channel, at least videos that, are my traditional videos where I teach a particular concept or strategy. So what about the trading podcast? So I thought the trading podcast is a win, right? Because, I'm a trader with a certain trading methodology or principles that I'm comfortable trading, like, price action, quantitative trading, etc. So clearly there's a lot of stuff out there that I'm not an expert, right? That I don't even, use it my own, like, maybe VWAP, options trading, spread trading and stuff like that. I know what they are, but I don't trade them, right? Because I'm not proficient in them. So I figured, why not, have a podcast of other traders coming in to share their expertise, right? So this way, I get to learn something, my audience get to learn something, and the interviewee kind of like get exposure to a wider trading audience. So I thought that's like a win-win-win, right? So that's kind of like the reason why I started the trading podcast to continuously be a student of the markets, to learn from others at the same time, right? Provide value to you, and hopefully you learn something new out there besides the usual stuff that I teach and talk about. So that's why there's a trading podcast, yeah? So now back up to trading videos. Well, I still go back to trading videos. And the question is, or rather the answer is, I am not sure. Yeah, so I do enjoy this kind of like newfound freedom that I have, that I'm not a slave to the YouTube algorithm having to, produce a piece of content every week or every couple of weeks. I like that freedom because it gives me bandwidth, mental capacity to do the things I love. But at the same time, I do have that little bit of itch, right? That I kind of miss creating videos. Like for example, this video that I'm shooting right now, it's a video that I haven't produced in a while, so it feels a bit funny looking to the webcam, and talking to it, and I'm smiling at myself because this is really what kind of like ignited the passion, the fire that I had started a decade ago. But at the same time, I don't want to go back down the same rabbit trail, right? Where just like hamster on wheel, producing content for the sake of content, and it's not something that I'm super excited about. So if I want to produce trading videos and content, it has to be something that I'm excited about, right? And for now, I can think of two types of videos that might excite me. I haven't really done it yet, so it's kind of like still trial and error phase. So the first type is possibly like videos like I'm shooting right now, which is very raw, just sharing my thoughts. Like right now, I'm just sharing with you, right, honestly, my thoughts of what's going on in my head and why there isn't much videos from me in the last few months. And I'm thinking maybe such raw videos is something that I would like to create more in future, but maybe more pertaining to the markets, maybe certain concepts, techniques that I've learned or I find that it's useful. I can create such raw 5 to 10 minutes video, bite-sized educational bits to share with you and teach you something new, right? But without too much so-called work on my part. I wouldn't use the word there's no work involved. There's still planning and stuff like that, but at least it doesn't take such a huge bandwidth, right, on me. Yeah, so that's one possibility that I'm thinking of, such a bite-sized, raw, unfiltered, unedited or minimal edited videos to kind of like share my thoughts about trading in the market. So that's the first type. The second type is that quantitative trading is something that I have been passionate, right, over the last few years. I think for those of you in the Ultimate Systems Trader, you would know, right? But this is something that I didn't really talk much about. But yeah, behind the scenes, I've been doing a lot of backtesting research, right, on trading systems, working closely with Cesar Alvarez. Is one of the interviewee on the podcast, I think episode 2 or 3, I can't remember. Yeah, so doing a lot of testing in the markets, and sometimes I do find things that work, and sometimes just hit the wall, dead end, nothing, right? So yeah, I wouldn't mind creating videos on quantitative trading, sharing my findings, maybe certain strategies and systems that work, right? And maybe just share with you guys, and you guys find it useful, great, right? You can take it and for what it's worth and tweak it and make it your own. Yeah, so those are kind of like the two videos that I could possibly want to make in the future. What about my price action trading videos and stuff that I've been doing previously? I feel that I've actually pretty much said what I want to say already, right? If I were to do such videos at this point in time, it doesn't really get me too excited at this point in time. Yeah, so for now, I would say it's kind of like however you want to interpret that. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it, right, for me for this update to you, right? So what's going on behind the scenes, my mindset and stuff like that. And don't worry about me, right? I'm happy, right? I'm not depressive, suicidal, or whatsoever. No, I know I have a lot of love, strength, and support from my family, friends, and my wife, right? So I'm very grateful for it. But I just felt that I owe you an update to what's going on, because after all, right, you guys have been with me, I think some of you, for many years, right? And it's not very responsible of me to just disappear like that. So that's kind of like an update for you, right? I'm still around. So yeah, so if anything that you want to say, I love you, Rainer, you rock, right? You can just leave it in the comment section below, right? I read every one of it. With that said, I wish you good luck, good trading, stay safe, and talk to you soon.